Hello, this is Bankruptcy attorney Jeff Kelly. Today is October the 15th, 2020. And the title of today's video is Bankruptcy is Not as Scary as You Might Think. A few weeks ago, I was at a large hardware store and I watched a young father and his 3-year-old son walk into the store. I was in the light bulb section and they walked right up next to me. The father let go of the son's hand and the son slowly began to walk away. Now, I am 50 years old and I have helped raise 5 kids. So I've kind of developed this sixth sense that I kind of know when childhood drama is about to erupt. Sure enough, the 3-year-old child slowly walked away from the father towards a group of Halloween decorative witches for sale. One of the witches had a lifelike size and a button beside it that said, "Press here." I bet you can guess what happens next. After the curious little boy pressed the button, the witch came to life and let out some terrifying warnings along with some Halloween sound effects. As you can guess, the little boy belted out some shrill screams and he was shaking with tears. His good father rushed to his side and comforted him. He said, "Everything's going to be okay. The witch is not real. She cannot hurt you. You're safe. You're safe with me." In much the same way, many people are as terrified of bankruptcy as that sweet little boy was of the fake witch. In my 22 years as a consumer bankruptcy attorney, I have seen some people do some crazy things to try to avoid bankruptcy. Personally, I think the worst thing that a person can do is drain their 401k retirement account to make payments on credit card debt until the funds run out. Your 401k is a protected asset. In 99.99% of all bankruptcy cases, your creditors will never be able to touch it. So there's nothing more sad for me to watch and see someone who has drained the 401k trying to avoid the inevitable bankruptcy. Another common bad move that a lot of potential clients make is they will pawn the title of their car. Now, under Georgia law, the title to your car will transfer automatically if you miss one payment to a title pawn company. They charge outrageous interest rates, like 100%. There's a reason title pawns are outlawed in 37 states, but they are legal in Georgia. And taking a title pawn loan out to try to avoid bankruptcy is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. I want to talk a little bit now more about this fear of bankruptcy. And my friend Richard James has a saying that goes like this: fear equals false evidence appearing real. So let's talk about some of the false evidence about bankruptcy. The most common fear is that lawyers are scary and they're difficult to speak with. This is certainly not true about me, and it's not true about any of the attorneys that work for me. You can get on Google and you can check our reviews. We've got a lot, and they're good. We've got some great reviews. You can also go on our YouTube channel and you can see video testimonials. We understand, we're on your side. Another common fear is that you will never be able to get credit again after you file bankruptcy. Yes, Chapter 7 will stay on your credit report for 10 years, and Chapter 13 will stay on your credit report for 7 years. But the truth is that most people have no problem obtaining credit once their bankruptcy case is completed. Just ask your friends. Almost everyone has some connection to a friend or family member who has recovered from filing bankruptcy. Another thing I want to add is, a lot of people have this fear that, bankruptcy is going to hurt my credit. I should avoid bankruptcy, right? Well, sure you should. If you've got great credit and you can find a way out on your own, absolutely. But the funny thing is, most people who come to me and say, "I'm so worried that filing bankruptcy is going to hurt my credit," their credit has already been hammered by the collection lawsuits, by the late payments, by the foreclosure, by the car repossession. If you're in one of those situations, bankruptcy is not going to make your credit worse because it can't get any worse. So what's another irrational fear? A lot of potential clients will be afraid that the trustee is going to come to their house. Well, let me tell you what, I've been practicing consumer bankruptcy for over 22 years. I have never had one single case, and I have filed thousands. I've never had one case where the trustee actually went to someone's house. The reason they don't is because you don't have anything of significant value, and they know it. Now, I can't think of one case that I read about when Evander Holyfield filed bankruptcy. Yes, a trustee went to their house. They had to go to his house to inventory everything because he had millions of dollars worth of stuff. But most people, your stuff is not worth anything. It doesn't matter what the sentimental value is to you. What matters is what is the monetary value to the trustee. And the real truth is they can't get a whole lot for your stuff. So what should someone be afraid of? Well, I think procrastination is something that you should be afraid of, because if you bury your head in the sand and you procrastinate, under Georgia law, your creditors can come down on you like a ton of bricks. They can clean out your checking account. They can garnish 25% of your paycheck. So don't procrastinate. If you own a house, they can put a lien on it. Again, don't procrastinate. Another fear that people have that they probably shouldn't have, but I can kind of understand it, is this fear of court hearings. And I get it, going into a court, going through the security scanner, appearing before a trustee, I get it, or a judge, it's scary. But the good news is right now, you don't have to go to court because of COVID-19, and I think this is about the only good thing that has come from COVID-19, is the hearings are currently conducted virtually. And until we get a cure for COVID-19 or the infection rates drop dramatically, I don't see the rules changing anytime soon. Personally, I hope they do, because it sure is nice to be able to do everything with Zoom and over the computer and things like that. The bottom line is this: if you've got financial issues, take advantage of a free consultation. Come meet with a bankruptcy attorney. Give us a call at 770-881-8449. If you're interested in podcasts, I've got some at www.kellybankruptcy.com. And you can also check out other articles that I've written at www.kellycanhelp.com. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a good one.